Just to know you're here to stay. I walk with faith, not with fear. Every step I know you're near. Through the doubt, through the rain, you're the calm inside the flame. Even when the night is long, your light leads me on. So I walk.
So, welcome everyone to the Walk with Faith with Molly Faith podcast. This is my dear friend, beautiful soul, Shauneen. So, can you tell people a little bit about who you are?
Sure. I am a holistic psychotherapist. I created a method of healing called the Starlight Method, which is a really potent and powerful fusion of cognitive behavioral therapy, hypnotherapy, and intuitive quantum healing.
Oh my
So,
God,
yeah, when I was training as an energy healing facilitator, um, the method that I was trained in was actually silent. But the more that I worked with my clients, it felt like there needed to be more of ex- more of a role, so for the client themselves to take the responsibility rather than just sit there and, heal me, because we're just facilitators. So I started, the language just started moving through my body, and I would talk them through their energetic system. I would talk them through their blockages. We would bring in the light. We would connect them to their own divine essence, because that's what healing is. It's opening the door to
exactly.
facilitation. Yeah, 100%.
Oh my
So
gosh, I agree completely.
that's what I do. Yeah.
That's a healer. That's
Yeah,
somebody
yeah.
we are
Uh-huh.
there to show
Yeah.
them, to facilitate, to show them what they can do with their own divinity, tapping back into it, knowing that they are capable. They just need that guidance and whatever resonates for them or however they align. Like with
Yeah.
you guiding them through that, them coming to see you, you guiding them through that, bringing the light in and then teaching them. Now they can utilize it.
Yeah. And it's so powerful because here's the thing, and as we both know, that we are not just mental beings, we're mind, body, and soul. And so the reason that I created the Starlight Method was so that you can access all parts of our being. So the mind, the somatic feeling exercises, the breathing exercises, and the energy. So it's a really powerful, potent modality. And I definitely find that when I'm working with clients, if they come to me with like a mental issue, there's always an energetic block. We know that. But when you access all parts of your body like that, when you access all parts of your being and address any issue from that triad point of view, the healing is exponentially faster than just sitting with a pen and a piece of paper, and how are you feeling? If you couple it with the somatic breathing and healing and yeah, the energy work. So yeah, it's powerful. And I'm really blessed to have been gifted that, downloaded it over the years. And yeah, that's what it is now.
So, so that was a download. That was guided to you.
Yeah, completely. Just while working with clients, it doesn't need to be as passive as this. It was just such a natural thing that just started happening, where I would talk them through their own light, help them to connect to their own light. And I feel like that is the essence of what we do, to help people to understand. And it's not even like, I stopped saying teaching, because we're not teaching, Molly. We're helping people remember
Mhm.
who they are.
Yes.
It's a
Yeah.
sacred remembrance that I'm facilitating, and it's, oh, it's just such a privilege when you work with someone for the first time and they tap into that space where they remember who they are, and invariably a big, big smile or the tears just flow, and you're like, oh, what a privilege to be able to do that. It's gorgeous.
It absolutely. So when people say, "Oh, I can't do that, only you can do that," that's actually not true. You're
No.
perfectly capable. You just have to remember. We all are so gifted. We all have gifts. We are all so divine. And everybody has the ability to remember that and tap back in. They just need that nudge. So it's not teaching. It's like that nudge, that guidance, that support. And I feel like it's the opposite. It's like the remembrance because it's the opposite of what we've been taught. Like, you're not capable, you can't do that, you have to outsource, or you need this constant, like you were talking about pen and paper, like whether if you were to go to a doctor and they're like, this is how I'm going to diagnose you, this is the medicine that you need, or all of this stuff. No, 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 it's remembering you have the ability to tap in
Mm-hmm.
to yourself, your healing abilities, balance everything to heal. Like, you can do it. You are
Yeah.
gifted. You
Yeah.
just need to be reminded that you can do it. You are powerful.
And the often people, if that's just a first remembrance of who they truly are, and there's obviously integration that comes with that,
Right.
but it's just so beautiful to have their hand held through that as well, and then my clients will go away and they'll remember how that felt, because the codes of that experience is now within their body, is
Right.
now within their energetic field.
Right.
I mean, it always was, but there's like a part of the veil has been lifted. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Because I feel like if if you're told, I just saw something so interesting. They were talking about lips. So it's one thing with the breath, but our words that we speak they were talking about lips are magnetic. The
Mm.
lip is a magnet, and what we speak, right, we create. It's a vibration, right? It's vibration. So we're putting out a vibration or creating as we speak, and we're
Yeah.
magnetizing in what we want. So if we've only been speaking what we can't do, negativity, and then our mind can't really tell the difference. We're programming that into our body, right? And then we're
Mhm.
receiving it.
Yeah.
If we could guide, so people, we could speak the opposite, and then they're learning how to do it. So with what you do, you're now telling them and guiding them, so that
Yeah.
way they can now utilize it, integrate it, and then they're totally, I'm getting like reprogramming their whole system.
Completely, completely. And that's the thing. I think that's where the CBT comes in as well. That's where that modality comes in. I remember after I had finished my training with CBT, and I was just walking somewhere one day and just like really thinking about it. And I heard my guide say, everything's vibration, everything's vibration. And of course it is, but when you really break it down to words, to the things that we say each and every day, I really encourage my clients to feel into that
Absolutely.
word. Like you'll hear people say, oh, I need to do this, and I'm like, right, okay,
You got to feel it.
feel feel into how does that need feel, as opposed to saying like I'd really like to do that. Like you can feel the difference. Like I'll get them to sit and like right, feel the word need, feel the word like to, if that's what we've landed on, and they feel it, and it's just so
So true.
important to remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, because you can say something as like a robot all you want.
Oh, yeah.
Like repetitive. I mean, you can, but what does it feel like? What is it
Yeah.
like in your imagination, right? Which we've taught not to use anymore. which now we have to come back to because that's creation, right?
Oh goodness, yeah. Uh-huh.
So as you're sitting there and you're like, oh my gosh, this is what I want. Okay, well, then you have it. What does it taste like? What does it feel like? What does it smell like to have exactly what you want? Feel it, smell it, like, oh my gosh, let it fill you up inside.
Yeah. And I think to take that even a step further, because we were talking about this, um, it isn't even about the word want.
Mm-hmm.
It's so when I first awakened, if you like, and we can talk about that, but it was very much from the point of view, the perspective, sorry, of manifestation, okay? And I used to really think about manifestation from a purely mental level, okay? Completely mental. And it used to feel like really hard work. It's like, oh my goodness me, how can my brain wrap my head around, say, for instance, like a yacht or something like that? You know, like I have a real thing about yachts, and it's like, how can my brain and then I was gifted with an incredible experience this year, actually, yeah, at the start of this year, where I was really, I call it a quantum vision, a quantum jump, okay? So I was taken from the space that I was sitting in my bed at the time, just reading, or actually I was listening to a channel. I was listening to the Divinely Aligned channel. I don't know if you know that one. But my point is that I was transported momentarily to another reality,
Yeah.
another timeline, Molly. Okay. And the vibration that I came back with, yes, the memories and but it was like I experienced years in minutes. And it was the vibration that I came back with, okay? And the more that I integrate after the jaw drop, oh my goodness me, what was that? The integration, it really clearly dropped in, crystal clear. Is not what you want, it's the frequency that you're aligning with.
Mm-hmm.
It's already there. It's not about pulling it out of nowhere.
It's there.
Yeah.
It's not, okay. I love what it's not what you want. Okay. So if someone says, I want peace, I want peace. No, no, no. You become it.
Mhm.
What what do you have to do within you, as within, so without, to have peace and then watch everything around you shift for peace?
Yeah.
Because it's there. We just have
Mhm.
to shift, or I want to say become. Become.
A really lovely practice that came through for me after I had that quantum vision. Because, like, obviously, that's that, like, the cogs in your mental, the brain's going to go, my goodness me, you know, what happened there?
Mhm.
Like, what's going on there? And it's like, take the brain out of it, take the mental out of it, which is funny for me to say, you know, because I'm very left brained. But I got this gorgeous process, and it's like, I call it a quantum conversation, right?
Okay.
Have a conversation with, if you can wrap your head around the fact that you're a soul, a massive, massive energetic force, okay, then it's safe to say that soul is not just living the life that you are consciously aware of, okay? If you can accept that, ask either your soul, or if this feels more comfortable, the quantum version of you, okay? So the part of you that's having this physical experience on another timeline, which also is your soul, because obviously your soul is quantum. Ask how it feels. Like, sit down in meditation and ask either your soul or that quantum version of you, how does it feel? Like, what is the vibration of whatever it is that you are choosing to experience? And I'm telling you, Molly, what starts to happen, it's like, for me, it feels like a kind of like crinkle in your energetic field, and it's like a quantum conversation. It's like, okay, you've opened the door. Here's the vibration. Here it's this. This is how it feels, and that is a game changer when it comes to manifestation.
Right. And manifestation, we're doing okay. One of the ways I feel like I manifest is not, it's so funny you said that because many people think, oh my gosh, manifestation, like I got to write all this stuff down, I got to do all this work. No, sometimes the greatest, what I feel like is the greatest manifestation is when I'm sitting at peace and I'm just creating and I'm totally sitting at this positive frequency, tapping into something that I love. And then naturally, as I am sitting there creating something, I feel like, because if we're a vibration, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're energy and we have to get to this frequency. If we want peace, it's all energy. Or we want abundance, or we want health, then we're literally sitting at that peaceful state, creating something that we're filled with love, filled with joy, then we're automatically going to bring that in. We don't have to sit there and say, I want love, I want love, I want love, I want love. No, feel the love. What are you doing that
Feel
you
the
love?
vibration. Yeah,
Feel the
I mean, even
vibration.
feel
Feel
the vibration of that sentence. I want love. It's a lack. It's a lack mentality, isn't
exactly,
it?
exactly. And when you're lacking, you're without. When you're not, because it's already within us.
It's really beautiful. It's a lovely way to approach manifestation. I don't A lovely way is probably not the right it's not profound enough. It's the way to approach manifestation. I remember when I was integrating that quantum vision, I got a download I heard so clearly. It was like, you are living in a quantum soup, and what you put your attention to is
Right.
what you bring, what you solidify into matter. So what you put your attention to is what matters. If you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so true.
Mm.
So how does that feel? What are you solidifying, right? Are you
Yeah.
solidifying peace, joy, happiness, abundance, health,
Mhm.
or doubt, worry, fear? Yeah,
It's like you talk about it in your readings because I've heard you. Um, and you say, claim what you want, leave what you don't. And that's giving your clients the power. They don't have to, oh my goodness me, I'm stuck with this. No, you claim the vibration of what you want
right.
and move in that direction. And that doesn't mean that life isn't going to throw you curveballs. That doesn't mean your divine self's like, yeah, well, there's a wee bit of a route to be taken.
Yeah,
But it's about choosing your highest vibration that is possible in that moment. And also, I would like to add to that when sadness comes in, when anger comes in, as a therapist, that needs acknowledged. That's not toxic positivity out of it. It needs acknowledged, integrated, and that can be part of your
so
path
true.
towards your highest vibration.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. That's why when we see, if something comes out that is more, has to do with pain or the past or something that someone's going through, that we chose that, first of all, before we came here. We chose this path.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I chose to encounter this
Yeah.
experience, this energy. We are energy,
Uh-huh.
matter well, in this form, right? If we're gonna say
Yeah.
so it's like, well, I chose to experience that feeling. So it doesn't mean it's all going to be easy, but I can choose how I
Mm.
want to react to it and how I want to shift it and change it, how I'm going to grow and evolve as a
Yeah,
soul. And
that's right.
in this particular timeline, when I'm here, how do I want to take these steps? Now, if something comes out that is, with shadow work or some childhood trauma, of course it has to be addressed because we have to shine a light on those things. We have to see why we're hurting, why we're feeling that. That's very important. How can we address it? How can we heal it?
Yeah,
How can we integrate it and then
yeah,
thrive? Because our
absolutely.
shadow is not something to be demonized. There's nothing wrong with that. We are multifaceted, multidimensional, beautiful beings. We are supposed to experience everything and not
Yeah, the
shame
whole
the whole
spectrum.
spectrum. We are
The
not
whole
supposed to shame it. There's
spectrum.
nothing wrong with it. It's like it's brought to our attention, even in the readings. Yeah. Because how can we address it? We don't want to shame it.
No, completely. And I would
I love
say,
it.
having done really deep really deep shadow work, I would say that the bedrock of self-love is inner child healing work.
Right.
That is the bedrock of really, truly loving yourself, loving all the parts of yourself, the fragmented, the forgotten parts. Because when you bring all those parts home, like home and with compassion and love, every decision, all the actions that you take from that healing space is so different to the choices and the decisions that you make from that wounded space, because it's almost like you're giving that younger self what it completely deserves and always did.
Right.
That's definitely what shadow work did for me, and I do that with my clients now, and it's just beautiful. It's beautiful. And the funny thing is, Molly, I'm going to share, I used to stay away from inner child healing work because for all I can go to the stars and quantum healing, I was like, oh, that's a bit woo woo, is it not? And then when I did it, it was like, oh my goodness me, it was transformative.
Oh, it is. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna share this
Okay.
because this is I had a dream. When really we're going to the astral, right? When we sleep, we
Hmm.
leave.
Yeah.
And it was so, I'm not going to say a name of this person, but this person, we encounter everybody for a purpose. There are no accidents. We have chosen to encounter everybody for whatever reason. It's for growth. And this person came back into my life, and it's a beautiful soul, but very wounded. But I feel like for my own understanding and growth, so I could see their inner child, I went to sleep and I dreamt of this person. And do you know, I saw them as a child, I
Mm.
saw them as an adult, and then I saw the wounded feminine mother wound in my dream state.
Wow.
As a child, this person looked cold, like freezing, terrified, and there were wounds. There were wounds, literally visual,
Yeah.
on his heart, all over. And I thought, oh my gosh. And this person had to be probably 13 or 14 in that vision,
Mm.
in the dark. Then
Yeah.
I saw them hiding in the shadows, very cold and detached as an adult. And then I saw the mother, or the mother wound, and this was a very cold, detached um, woman who was very
Yeah.
dark. I was able to see this person on a highly energetic spiritual level, their soul, their child, everything that they had gone through. Because sometimes all we can see with our physical eyes or with our ego mind is what we want to see. It's like, oh, that person, they're that way because of, they feel like they want to be a narcissist or they want to be
Yeah.
avoidant. Not saying that they're not there, they are. But
Yeah.
what I saw with so much trauma and wounding in this astral state, I was like, whoa. And then what I felt in my heart space was like, oh my gosh, doesn't mean I can't save this person. They have to do it. I can guide, I
Hmm.
can empower,
Yeah,
give them tools. But that's like going back to what you said. We have to empower others to remember of their own divinity, what they can do. But there's a lot of wounding there. So it's really important. So when people come see you, they
yeah,
will be able to go in and address those wounds that maybe they haven't even shined a light on. That could be terrifying. But you assist them with that on
yeah,
so many levels, Shauneen.
yeah. That's right. And the thing is, doing it on those different levels, so helping them to access their larger self, their divine self. It's like they're going into these darker places in an absolute bubble of light,
Yeah.
and they feel connected to that light. So they're not just going in as the small physical self, like the weird divine beings in human astronaut suits. That's how I saw it
Yeah.
when I was waking it up. That was what they showed me. So when you do that from such a like a light-filled quantum healing point of view, they're not going in just as themselves. They're going in with their whole team. They're going in with their divine self, their higher self, however it shows, it presents to them. And that's where the transformation happens. That's where it's almost, it's like inner child healing kind of speeded up.
Fantastic. That's huge.
Yeah, it's so important because I feel like love yourself stuff that we see on Insta and stuff like that, it's so surface. It feels to me really, really surface. Whereas when you really get down to it, it's about bringing those parts of yourself home, all the parts you've forgotten, all the fragmented, forgotten parts home.
Absolutely. And it's also remembering like not to abandon yourself. You know,
Yeah.
when we go back, like as a child, I remember, and I get this vision a lot. As much as I love my mother, she is now in spirit. She's with me. I sense her. I love my mom. But and my father, but she was very wounded and she started to do the work later in life. Her
Okay.
father, so most of my family is passed, but her father was highly spiritual. He was a light worker. I've posted his writings on the channel. I'll post it again. Very powerful. He
Mm,
understood that we were more. Now, my mom's mom, though, was more, she was very wounded and had never done the work, which then passed on to my mother. So then passed on to me as a little girl, right?
yeah.
And I remember as a child, I would get so excited about something, so excited. And that would trigger something in
Hmm.
her wounding, and she would have to dim that light,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So now for me, I remember that as an adult me, I go back to that little girl and I'm like, if I get excited about something or I want to get excited or I
Yeah.
want to, I don't care. I'm not going to abandon myself. I
Yeah.
am going to be excited. I can't
Hmm.
control if someone else is going to want to throw dirt on that, if someone else is going to get triggered, but I will not abandon that feeling of joy, and I'm going to make sure I'm safe.
Yeah.
I'm going to, I am safe.
Yeah.
I love you. It's okay.
Yeah. It's
It
okay to be
is
excited.
okay to feel
Hmm.
whatever you're going to feel. Or let's
Yeah.
say you get upset about something and you use your voice. Most of society is like, that's wrong. You can't get upset and use your voice and stand up for yourself. Shame on you for not
Hmm.
speaking up or for
Yeah.
speaking up. No, but I can because that doesn't feel okay inside of me. Something doesn't feel good. And I'm not going to deny that something doesn't feel good because we're always shushed in one way or another. Don't express yourself. There's a shame there.
Yeah.
So it's like, knowing that you're safe, going back to that and saying, okay, I'm not going to abandon who I am. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not going to abandon myself anymore, whether it's the excitement, whether it's speaking up for myself, whatever, and so that's important as a child because, yeah, most people are fearful and they think it's not okay, so
Absolutely.
yeah. So, I
I
have
think it's you've mentioned, I think you nailed it there, Molly, as well. And that's where the compassion and the forgiveness comes. And I'm going to be 100% honest because you've shared it took me a while to get to the compassion, to get to the forgiveness. My upbringing was very different. But it's understanding that hurt people, and our parents or our grandparents or wherever that starts from, they didn't have the tools. They did not have the tools. And it's understanding that, it's giving that compassion. And don't get me wrong, that doesn't happen overnight. But when you get there, it's like this for me, this is what happened. Like somebody said something, and I had done a lot of work in it, and I just was getting stuck. I was just getting stuck on the forgiveness part. And a friend of mine at the time just like said like this really simple phrase, and it was like a key, like I had done all the work, but there was still just this wee jarring bit. And it was like, you can't just blame them for being who they are. That's all they ever knew. That's all they ever knew.
well, they knew.
And that was really, really huge. And when you do that, when you find that river of compassion, forgiveness is it's inevitable. It's completely inevitable. And the other thing about the beauty of inner child healing work and it being the bedrock of self-love is we get to be the pattern
Right.
interrupters. We
Right.
get to be the ones that change that generational wounding. And that is, I was about to say that's quite a burden. It did feel like it at the time, but it's actually a privilege.
It is. It is a privilege. Imagine everything that opens up. Because when
Yeah.
you forgive, you're freeing not just our soul, but theirs, everybody, everything on an
And
end.
think of that on a quantum timeline.
Exactly.
It has a ripple effect out in your soul, out into the past, into the future, because everything's happening now. So that's like that's crazy.
Right. Yeah. And and when you okay, and look, when you forgive, that shift that you feel in your heart, the peace
Mm,
that comes over you, and then you operate from that loving place where there's compassion and empathy.
mhm,
We are love. We only know what we know with
mhm.
what we've been provided.
Yeah,
So then, with love and being our authentic selves, that is abundant. Then everything
definitely.
flows.
Yeah. And miracles come out of that. Miracles come out of that energetic shift because even if that other person never apologizes, even if that other person never acknowledges it, they feel the river of love,
Absolutely.
that the channel gets wider, and they feel that. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, on a quantum level, it
Hmm.
absolutely.
Hmm.
So, can you share your website with people? I'm going to post it on your video, but how can people get in contact with you?
Yeah, of course. So it's findanewway.co.uk.
Okay. Yeah, so people can go on there, they can book sessions with you
Yeah.
or
Book a call, book a discovery call. Let's have a conversation, find out what it is you want to transform in your life. If you want a soul alignment session to have that experience of your own divinity, then we can do that too.
I love that. So you work with people with regards to that, also healing the childhood trauma, which is huge, so they can have those breakthroughs and integrate and move forward in their life.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, I facilitate mentorship for helping people navigate spiritual awakenings because that's what happened to me. I had an awakening, and I don't think I would have come out of it the same way if I hadn't had the mentors that I had. So I get to be that mentor now, which is just delicious.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
could you tell people a bit about your spiritual awakening? What it was like for you?
Yeah, absolutely. How longer? How much time do we have?
We have, I don't know, because we've been talking for a long time. We have a
Yeah.
little more time. Go for it.
I had an experience where, so just very, very briefly, the highlights, I didn't even know I had a soul. Okay. I had no idea I had a soul. I was brought up in a religious kind of doomsday cult, and anything that you experienced would have to be from the five physical senses, and anything other than that was evil. And I'm doing this because for me, this was 180-degree turn in my belief system that I had to navigate. And very long story short, um, people kept telling me about this book. So I had trained as a yoga teacher, and that was actually very energetic. And my teachers would always say, Molly, you're so much more than the physical body. And to me, that meant nothing. Those were just words. And I would ask, what are you talking about? Like, what do you actually mean? Nothing. Wouldn't get an answer. And I realise now it's because it's an experience. So I kept getting told about this book,
Mhm.
Conversations with God, Neil Donald Walsh, right? And I was like, well, I'm just not reading that because me and God, having been from the cult, we were not we were not on speaking terms at all. Um, anyway, things transpired and I grabbed the book out of complete stubbornness because I can be really stubborn. And I opened the book and when you just read truth, whether you want it to be true or not. And that just opened the door. The way that I was thinking was different. I had been meditating for about a month when this experience happened. So I had been having a nap on my sofa, and as I was waking up from that nap, the temperature in the room really dropped. Now, as I say, I'd been meditating for about a month, so I had been starting to feel like a cold breeze in the left-hand side of my face and not really knowing what it was. So this temperature, so I'm waking up from my nap, Molly, the temperature plummets, and I'm like, oh, this feels like it does in meditation. And as I'm waking up, I'm opening my eyes, I see a mass of white light, a
Mm.
mass of white energy in my space. And I'm looking at out of the corner of my eye, just completely in the moment, entirely transfixed. And as I watched it at the corner of my eye, it started to move. And it's just me and this energy, and it started to move, and it moved quite fast, and then it stopped beside me.
Mm.
And because of my conditioning, yeah, and because of the not knowing I had a soul and God and the devil and all that conditioning, I made a choice, and I had to stare it in the face. I remember that so clearly. I remember that conscious choice of I need to look at this and see if it's of a good source. I was always really sensitive. I was always really empathic. So I knew that I would know this. And as soon as I looked at it, Molly, I will never ever forget this as long as I live. It jumped into my body and vibrated every single cell of my body. And that was it. After that, I remember asking, because it did say in the book, if you have experiences, ask. And I was like, what was that? And I heard so clearly, your spirit. And that took so long to integrate. That wasn't the only experience, that was like the door opening to my divinity. So there was lots of other experiences, and I went through a period of about 6 months where I wouldn't really know what was going to happen. When I fell asleep, like I started astral traveling, and I don't know if you've
Huh?
had the joy of astral. My goodness me, the best thing ever as a that a human can experience. And there was all these things happening, coming at me. It was like a 6 months period, and I was journaling, and like, you know what it's like? You start to kind of integrate and join the dots. But I took my time with it, and I had amazing mentors around me, because even like they were saying, like, these are not run-of-the-mill awakening experiences.
Right.
So that's the highlights. That's the very, very short story. And that's why I do what I do today, because see, when my teacher said you're so much more than the physical body, one of the first things I'll do with my clients is I will show them, I'll say to them, I'm going to talk to you in energetic terms. And if you don't know that you're an energetic being, then that's like me sitting here talking Spanish and helping you and expecting you to understand it. So one of the first things I will do is I will facilitate that remembrance in a really safe space and take it from there, because I never want somebody to feel like I did, kind of like out in the cold and the dark, like, I don't know what this is. Like, I knew I enjoyed yoga, I knew that I loved learning about the energy system, and it felt really familiar to me, but I had no idea
Right.
of who I was. No idea. And
Well,
it
it was shown
was
to you.
changed my view of the world
Right.
forever.
And it was shown to you. And now you get to show other people.
Yeah. It's
Beautiful.
so beautiful. Yeah.
It's wonderful. Oh, thank you, Shauneen, so much for
Oh,
sharing. It's
you're so welcome. It's just been so lovely.
been wonderful. Yeah. All right. So hopefully we'll do this again if you
Yeah. Let's do a part two, Molly.
Sounds great. Let's do it. All right.
Okay. So
Well,
much love.
thank
Thank you,
you,
darling.
everyone. We're sending you so much love, gratitude, and we pray that you're always surrounded by the Most High God's love, protection, and blessings. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
I walk with faith. You've never failed, not once before. Why would you now, my Lord? So I lay it all in open hands and follow where you stand. You're the breath inside my chest. I'll trust you with the rest. I walk with faith, not with fear. Every step